It's time again for the Science Bowl.
Zoo Parade for 5. What big teeth the hippo has are actually a pair of these. Science Potpourri for 10. Would a snake most likely eat every day? Every week, Dateline Science for 10. Why are some elephants wearing necklaces these days? Green things for 15.
And now, here's your host, Mr. Z himself, Dave Zarin.
Thank you and welcome to this special edition of Science Bowl. The two teams you're about to meet have won once previously. Today's winner goes on to become the third of the 4 semifinalists in this year's middle school competition. Let's meet the teams. First from G. James Gholson, would you please say hello to Zion Kirkland, Chigozie Agodo, and David Black. And from Oxon Hill Middle School, please say hello to Matthew Mina, Thomas Pantelli, and Antonio Sosa. And now here are the categories of questions we use on the Science Bowl.
Okay, Mr. Z, here's today's categories. Green things, questions about plants and all things green and growing. Zoo Parade, a Noah's Ark of questions about animals. Body systems, we'll see how much you know about yourself, about things like breathing and growing and digesting your food. Let's get physical. Questions that test your knowledge of physics and chemistry, earth science and space science. Then there's Science Potpourri. Here's a grab bag of science questions, everything from air pollution to the kitchen sink. And finally, Dateline Science. We'll ask you about science history and science in the news.
Here on the Science Bowl, we arrange our game board according to the difficulty of the questions. So on the left side, the easier questions worth 5 and 10 points, tougher ones worth 15, 20, and ultimately 25, the toughest of them all. Both of our teams start out at 50 points. Never a penalty for an incorrect answer. And to the 2 rounds, we will have the third of our 4 semifinalists. Let's go over and make sure that everything's working properly. Chigozie, would you try your buzzer for me? The red team looks like it's ready and raring to go. David and Zion, congratulations on making it this far in the competition. Also, congratulations. Good to have Oxon Hill back. Thomas, would you try your buzzer? The 2 seems to be in fine shape. Good luck to you, Antonio, and to Matthew. All right, gentlemen, we begin. We go alphabetically, G before O, so Chigozie, let's start the bowl.
Zoo Parade for 10.
Zoo Parade for 10 points to start the game. Teams in the cartoon strip Sherman's Lagoon. An overweight shark is constantly fighting one of these cephalopods that has 8 arms.
And octopus?
Not an octopus, Oxon Hill. In Sherman's Lagoon, this overweight shark is fighting one of these cephalopods with 8 arms and 2 tentacles.
Squid?
A squid, that's it. Good comeback. Good. Green.
Body systems for 15.
Body systems for 15 points, teams. Your body's anterior cruciate ligament, which is oftentimes torn by athletes like football players, is found near this joint that articulates with the femur, the tibia, and the fibula. G. James Gholson.
I pass to Zion.
Zion.
The knee.
The knee, you got that. Yes, indeed, young man. Good. Go. Red.
Zoo Parade for 15.
Zoo Parade for 15 points is a visual question. Look at the monitor, please. Teams, unlike domesticated pigs, these pigs in Texas cause thousands of dollars of damage by running wild. What F-initialed adjective describes pigs that are wild?
Feral.
Thomas.
Feral.
Feral, yes indeed, young man. Good. Go. Green.
Let's get physical for 15.
Yeah, physical for 15 points. We like this question. Teams, the state of Nevada's postal code is NV. But because it's called the Silver State, it could be AG, which is the chemical symbol for silver. Okay, I haven't asked the question yet. What did you want to tell him?
What was it? It was AGV.
Chigozie. Let me finish it out for Oxon Hill. Similarly thinking, the state of California could be called AU instead of CA because it is called what?
The Golden State.
The Golden State, absolutely right. Good. Go Green.
Science Potpourri for 15.
Potpourri for 15 points. Teams, if you drink soy milk or rice milk or almond milk, you're not getting enough of this.
I was going to say potassium.
Not potassium. G. James Gholson, if you drink soy milk or rice milk or almond milk, you are not getting enough of this vitamin that is found in much larger amounts only in cow milk.
Calcium.
What vitamin? D. Vitamin D. I asked for a letter. Vitamin D. Okay, go green.
Get into that.
Who's you?
Dateline Science for 15.
Dateline for 15 points. Teams, boy, wouldn't it be easier if the amount of sugar inside of a soda or a candy bar was listed in teaspoons as opposed to these metric units, Oxon Hill?
Grams.
Grams, yeah, we don't even understand what a gram is. If you find out that there were 16 teaspoonfuls of sugar in a 20-ounce cola, that means something. Go green.
Green things for 15.
Green things for 15 points. Teams, your question is as follows. Michelle Obama was recently shown dancing with a turnip on this social platform that seems the... yes, Chigozie.
Disney Channel.
You sure?
What do you want to tell me? Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll pass this on.
Was it Disney Channel?
No, it wasn't Disney Channel. No. Michelle Obama dancing with a turnip on this social platform that has the same name as this green platform that grapes grow on.
Vine.
Vine, yes, that's it. Go green.
Science potpourri for 20.
Potpourri for 20 points. Teams, let's go back in American history. Teacher John Scopes, who was the defendant in the famous Scopes monkey trial about evolution, quit teaching after that trial and became what kind of G-initialed scientist that studies rocks? Oxon Hill.
Geologist.
Geologist. That's what he became. He gave up teaching entirely. Go.
Dateline Science for 20.
Dateline for 20 points. Your question is as follows. Teams, what famous Greek who invented a screw that is used in flood control to this day?
Archimedes.
Archimedes, absolutely right. I was about to say he's better known for yelling Eureka when he displaced all that bathtub water in the investigation of the gold in a king's crown. Good. Go green.
Green things for 20.
Green things for 20 points. Multiple choice question. Teams, halophytic plants like mangroves do best in freshwater lakes, fast-moving streams, or very salty oceans. Gholson.
I pass this on.
Zion.
Fast water streams?
Not fast water streams. Halophytic plants like mangroves do best in freshwater lakes, fast-moving streams, or very salty oceans.
What was the first one?
Freshwater lakes.
Freshwater lakes.
Correct answer was the last one. Very salty oceans. Halo is a prefix that means salty. All right, the buzzer says the first round is over. Let's check that score. Gholson at 65, Oxon Hill at 160. Lots of science ball, lots of points yet to give away. We'll be back in just a moment.
Take a hike. That's actually a pretty good idea.
Because when you take us hiking,
Or let us run outside,
acting silly,
getting dirty,
and helping in the garden,
you're not only making your day better,
you're making our lives healthier and happier.
playing outside is not only fun,
It helps us feel our best inside and out.
so next time when Mom wants you to take a hike,
Tell her to go to beoutthere.org to find fun ideas for helping kids enjoy the great outdoors.
let's be honest, it's not bad for the parents either.
They're so cute at this age. Be out there!
Welcome back to Science Bowl. So nice to have you here today. These young men that are playing our game today, the best of the best. They've been here before, they've acquitted themselves well, and today's winner goes on to the Super Bowl of Science Bowl, which is where we have 4 schools battle it out for the crown here in March. Let's go over and find out about these young people if you missed them the first time around. They're great. Let's go to G. James Gholson, the guys in the golden shirts over there, the Golden Boys. Chigozie, tell us about your school. Who's your principal?
Miss Hall.
Miss Hall out there, and your sponsor?
Miss Henry.
Miss Henry, boy, she is the best.
Yes,
I know she worked at the Patuxent Research Center at one time as an environmental educator, and she just brings so much to her classes. And you guys, you're lucky to have her, and she's lucky to have you. Tell me about any alternates on your team, Chigozie.
We have 5 alternates: Blair, Craig, Nina, Naomi, and Jasmine.
And, wonderful. Thanks, Zion, for mentioning Jasmine's name. We'll bring them all out with Miss Henry in just a few moments here. And Chigozie, you've been on this show before.
Yes.
And it's so nice to have you back. What do you like about Science Bowl?
I like how it actually has a wide varieties of different things to talk about.
Yeah, we try to pick things out of the news and history and all, trying to link science up to everyday life and to the history of this country here. Someday, what do you want to do?
I'd like to be a surgeon.
Surgeon, yeah. You'll be a good one because you have a good head on your shoulders, and even when the going gets tough, you stick in there, and you're going to do that in the second half. David, a young man who's interested in reptiles because, was it your dad who had a python when you were younger?
Yes.
Yeah. What happened to that python?
Well, when he got sick, we had to take him to the zoo.
Oh, okay. So he's in the zoo now?
Yes.
That's great. Now, the trouble with reptiles is they're not warm and cuddly like dogs and cats there, but they have a fascination about them too. You told me last time that you're interested in veterinary medicine.
Yes.
So you'd like to be a vet?
Yes.
I think that would be great. And then you also have a fallback plan. What's that?
Professional sports.
Professional sports. What sports is your favorite?
Track.
Track. All right. I bet you're good. I bet you're good. And Zion, this young man is so well spoken. He is an athlete, and he can do anything he wants because he's a great communicator. I think he used to be a sports broadcaster. Tell me what it is about sports that you really love.
Well, I love the competitive feeling.
Yes.
About just competing with others and just trying my best and wanting to get better every day so I can one day fulfill my dream, become a professional basketball player or any sport because it's good money in it.
That's great. Boy, you've got it down. Like I say, you need to talk for a living because you can do it. And you know, competition, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but you learn from everything. You learn from everything. You guys are doing a nice job. Oxon Hill, Thomas, how'd you guys get so good?
I have to say, practice, and I do watch the Discovery Channel a lot.
Wonderful. That certainly helps. There are a lot of programs like that on TV. Oxon Hill's principal?
Mr. Coleman.
Mr. Coleman. And the sponsor of your team?
Mr. Muniz.
Wonderful. He's here today, and I know how proud he is of you, just as Miss Henry is proud of the Gholson team. And alternate on your team?
Carmela.
Wonderful. She'll be out in just a few moments' time here. And someday, what are you going to do?
I want to be a lawyer.
Lawyer. You got the presence, you got the stage presence, you got the gift of the gab, and I can see you doing that. And confidence is everything in life, guys. Confidence is everything. So whatever you want to do. And Antonio, you've got confidence to spare over there because you've got it all planned out. You want to be a U.S. Marine, and you want to be an aerospace engineer. Why aerospace?
I've always been fascinated on how planes fly since they're so big. Yeah. Since I read a magazine on how bees fly because they're so big and their wings are so small, and I've just been fascinated on flying.
You know, that's interesting you mention that because when physicists study bumblebees, they can't fly. They should not be able to fly, but they do. And I'm with you. When you see a 747, it's like, how can that thing get off the ground? But it does, and the aerospace behind that. Nice to have you back again. Matthew, tell us your story. What do you like to do in your spare time?
In my spare time, I like reading my biology book, and I have other textbooks as well, like my algebra book, which my dad always wants me to do. Other times I draw. I always come up with ideas that I think the society should make. And I always watch YouTube videos, mostly to inspire me or to give me ideas or at least some advice on my things.
All I have to say is we older folks know that the country's in good hands because of young people like you, because you're dreaming and you're working and you're disciplined and you make us all proud. Thanks for sharing that, Matthew. All right, guys, ready to go at it one more time? Let's do this, everybody. All right, let's get it. Nobody gives up. Everyone's fighting hard here. Go green.
Science potpourri for 10.
Potpourri for 10 points. All right, teams. I know you know this one. It's kind of a trick question. You can't drown in the sea of tranquility because the sea has no water. Chigozie. What do you want to tell me about the Sea of Tranquility?
It's full of oxygen.
No, it's not full of oxygen. You can't drown in the Sea of Tranquility because there's no water in it. Like the other mare, the Sea of Tranquility is found where?
In space?
More specifically?
Isn't it Mars?
On the moon. On the moon. Good try. Boy, you almost got it. Go green.
Let's get physical for 10.
Let's get physical for 10 points. Teams. A lot of guys play sports. You're going to know this one. The name of the Oklahoma City national basketball team is the sound that is made when lightning heats up the air 15,000 degrees Celsius. Come on.
Pass design.
Come on.
Thunder.
The thunder. Absolutely right. Thunder and lightning. Good. Thanks, Zion. Go. Red.
Green things for 25.
Green things for 25. Big one in that category. Teams, if you're transplanting a bush, you want to move it from one part of your yard to another. Horticulturists say trim the roots and take off as many leaves as you can to cut down on the amount of water lost through what T initial process. For 25 points, what's that T initial process whereby plants release water? Oxon Hill.
Perspiration?
Say it again.
Perspiration, isn't it called?
Say it one more time.
Perspiration?
Not perspiration. Good try. James Gholson, can you tell me the name of the process whereby plants lose water through their leaves? Thomas was close. It's transpiration. Transpiration. Try again. Come on, Chigozie, pick it.
Green things for 10.
Green things for 10 points. All right. What gender is a plant that has more than one stamen but no pistil?
Male.
It is male. Yes, good. Go.
Super 8 for 20.
Super 8 for 20 points. Teams, a scientist in Bethesda has just written a novel that these creatures have no eyes. These creatures are the stinging cylinderates.
Jellyfish.
Jellyfish have no eyes. That's it. Yes, sir. Good. Go.
Super 8 for 25.
Super 8 for 25 points. Teams, birds like jaggers and skuas and frigate birds, because they steal food from other birds like gulls, makes them like leeches.
I was going to say scavengers?
Not scavengers, no. These birds that steal food from others, these skuas and jaggers and frigate birds, since they steal food from other birds like gulls, they, like leeches and tapeworms, are considered this kind of animal.
Parasite?
Parasites, yes, good. Go, Red.
They stick. They stick.
Where next?
Body systems for 25.
Body systems for 25 points. Teams, two-part answer. Listen carefully, guys. Snake venom is usually hemotoxic and or neurotoxic, meaning the poison affects what parts of your body, Oxon Hill?
The blood in the brain.
Blood in the brain, yes, or the nerves. Good, go, green.
Dateline science for 10.
Dateline science for 10 points. Teams, what famous American statesman and inventor first came up with the idea of positive and negative charges, probably after he was flying that kite?
Ben Franklin?
Ben Franklin, yeah. Chigozie, he knew that one. He just didn't jump fast enough. All right, David and Zion, you beat up on him. You get ready to have him push that buzzer. All right, 195, 130. We got a game going here. Go, Thomas.
Let's get physical for 20.
Let's get physical for 20 points. Teams, tough question. Ultraviolet, X-rays, microwaves, visible light. They are all forms of electromagnetic what?
Currents.
Not currents, good try. They are all forms of electromagnetic what? These visible light rays and X-rays and ultraviolet.
Waves.
Radiation. Electromagnetic radiation. Good try, teams. All right, you'll get them next time. Go green.
Dateline science for 25.
Dateline science for 25 points, teams. Listen carefully. Listen carefully. Dean Kamen, the guy who invented the Segway, that thing that you can ride, just came up with a new invention. His new invention is vapor compression distillation, meaning he can take a 50-gallon drum of urine and do what with it?
Purify back into water.
You're absolutely right. He can make it drinkable water. Good answer. Go.
Science. No. Let's get physical for 25.
Let's get physical for 25 points, teams. You might have done this in your science class. Your teacher gives you some filter paper, some ink, and some crayons, and a solvent. You put a drop of ink, you put a piece of crayon, and all those colors separate as they grow up. That piece of filter paper. That is known as paper what? Paper what? Come on, Gholson. What do you want to tell me?
Chromosome? I don't know.
Any ideas?
Pass to David.
Oxon Hill. Paper what? When a drop of ink or a piece of crayon is on a piece of filter paper in a solvent and it moves up and it separates into the component colors.
Chrome something.
Help them out, guys. Good try. Chromatography. Paper chromatography. That's it. All right, go green. Get them next time.
Science Pope.
I'm sorry?
Go red. He said let's go physical for 25.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, it is your turn. Yes.
Body systems for 20.
Thank you very much. Body systems for 20 points. Teams, what same word describes the waxy covering on the epidermis of a leaf and the hard cells that are found at the bottom of your fingernail and your toenail? Gholson.
I passed design.
Science.
The cuticle?
The cuticle, that's what I want to hear. Yep, go red.
Okay, science potpourri for 25.
Potpourri for 25. This is a visual question, gentlemen. Look at the monitor, please. 15 points separates both of you. Stephen Hawking says that because black holes are kind of leaky, he's not really sure whether we live in a 3D space. Rather, we may be living in one of these laser-produced pictures. Gholson, what is that? What kind of picture?
HD.
Not HD. Good try. What kind of laser-produced picture might be the alternative to a 3D space? What do you think that is, gentlemen?
A line?
It's a hologram. It's a hologram. All right. Down to the last couple questions. 195, 175. Red goes.
Body systems for 10.
Body assistance for 10 points. Teams, it's been discovered that coffee drinkers have more and better enzymes in this hepatic organ that can develop hepatitis if it gets inflamed. Name that organ. Chigozi. Yes, sir.
Liver.
Liver. Good. Red.
Zuparade for 5.
Zuparade for 5 points. Teams, a musical question. Give me the last name of an insect. Listen. If we could talk to the animals, learn their languages, maybe take an animal degree, would study elephant and eagle, buffalo and beagle, alligator, guinea pig, and what insect that jumps? Give it to me.
Cricket.
Nope.
Grasshopper.
Flea. Flea. It matches. You had to rhyme it. Go again, Red.
Green things for 5.
Green things for 5. Teams, even if you are lactose intolerant, you can drink the milk of this largest seed.
Largest seed. Almond.
Nope. Chigozi, largest seed produces a kind of milk you can drink. You don't have to worry about if you're lactose intolerant. What do you want to tell me?
Coconut.
Coconut, yes, good. Red.
Body systems for 5.
Body systems for 5 points, teams. Even if you are not a meteorologist, if you get a great idea, you can have a storm in your what?
Brain.
Your brain, absolutely right. Brainstorm it is. Go, Thomas.
Dateline Science for 5.
Dateline Science for 5 points, teams. Because Dr. Spence checked himself into a hospital after he had gone bowling, people wondered if you could get this West African disease from a bowling ball. Chigozi?
Ebola.
Ebola, yes, good. Go red.
Let's get physical for 5.
Let's get physical for 5 points. Teams, your question is as follows. The device for changing alternating current into one that goes to a different level or voltage has what same name as this movie about machines taking over the world? Thomas.
Terminator?
Not Terminator. Not Terminator. We get a chance to go to Gholson. This device for changing alternating current to a different level, different voltage, has what same name as the movie about machines taking over the world?
I'll pass to David.
iRobot?
Transformers was the answer. And our game is over. We will be back in just a moment. Don't you go anywhere. Oh.
How far would you go to help someone? Would you go to the end of your driveway? Would you cross a street? Would you cross an ocean? Would you go if you could use your knowledge to teach someone? And in the process, maybe learn something yourself. Life is calling. How far will you go? Peace Corps.
We haven't settled down yet here. Came down to that last question, just 5 points separating these two championship teams. Remember, at halftime, it was 160-65. Look at this comeback effort. Our final tally today is G. James Gholson, 195. Oxon Hill, 200. Just 5 points. Congratulations to both of our teams, Antonio and Thomas and Matthew. You are our third semifinalists. We will see you in March. Carmela, congratulations. Mr. Muniz, we want to see you back. Keep doing what you were doing. And Gholson, what can I say? We are in awe of this team. Zion and Chigozie and David. And look at all the alternates out there. Jasmine, Nina, Blair, Naomi, Craig, Miss Henry. What a team. We don't want you to go. We're going to see you all next time on Science Bowl. So glad you were with us today. Before we leave, we have a board member with us today. We're honored with Miss Patricia Eubanks. Miss Eubanks, this was one of the best Science Bowls ever.
My heart is still beating fast from it. I absolutely loved it. Congratulations to the winners. And G. James Gholson, thumbs up. You did a tremendous job. Tremendous job. Proud of you.
Absolutely. Everybody is. And again, we will see you next time. Bye-bye now.